And now it's time for our final Aussie Week adventure. We're off to Brisbane. Brisbane, gateway to the Great Barrier Reef, beautiful beaches, wildlife, and tropical adventure. Let's follow Kimberly, Jeff, Eric, and Jared as they start their individual Aussie Week Brisbane adventure.
First day in Brisbane, we want to see as much of the city as possible in as little time as we have. So, there's only one way to do that. Like we're the stars of our own BMX and skating movie.
Kimberly and Jeff start their trip with some of Australia's cuddliest wildlife. Meet my new boyfriend, Kakadu. Here at the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary, dreams actually do come true. I get to hold one of these guys, and so can you.
It's not all about koalas here. Kangaroos get some props too. Hi guys.
On the first day, we arrived in Brisbane, and within an hour, we were at the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. We participated in a birds of prey show, so it was really a great way to get a start on our trip to Australia. I'm definitely sending this to Mom and Dad.
Meanwhile, Eric and Jared are off to Tangalooma for a sand adventure you won't believe.
Let's do it. Well, we just got our instructions. We're ready to climb up this insanely big dune and then ride down it at about 30 times as fast. I'm a little nervous, but I think all of that will be wiped out by the embarrassment of wearing these glasses as I do it.
Oh, nice!
Well, we just finished round one. As you can tell by our faces, we didn't do so well.
I mean, we've already done biking and rollerblading, and we took the ride over here, and we saw Brisbane, and we saw the Brisbane River, and we've been here probably about 24 hours now.
But everything we hear is that it's going to get better. I don't know how that's possible, but we'll see.
Day 2, Kimberly and Jeff check out downtown Brisbane.
When we were exploring Brisbane on our second day, we did part of it on foot and part of it on bike.
The bike path floats in the river.
That night, the guys get some up-close and personal action with the dolphins.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! I felt it touch my hand.
So the way the dolphin feeding works is you walk into the water and you hold fish in your hands like they're ice cream cones. And these dolphins, with their mouths wide open, just come and take the fish right out of your hand. And when they're hungry, they nudge you in the knee and let you know that they're ready for another one. And it was definitely one of the most amazing things I've ever done.
Eric and Jared stop off at Mount Tamborine while on their way to Lamington National Park.
Thanks a lot. I'd say the last 24 hours has been really a whirlwind for us. Considering last night we were feeding dolphins, we were tobogganing down sand dunes. We wake up this morning and inside of a couple hours we're in the rainforest. We're staying here for the next couple nights at O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat. We had the opportunity to do a treetop walk today where we were getting upwards of 100 feet in the air. They call it 30 meters here, but I think it's 100 feet.
Day 3, Kimberly and Jeff head to Kingfisher Resort on Fraser Island, the largest sand island in the world.
When we went to Fraser Island, we stayed at the Kingfisher Bay Resort, which was an eco-resort. We enjoyed a bush tucker talk with Chef Corey. And bush tucker, I had originally thought was a guy from the bush, but it's actually food from the bush. And so these were all sorts of nuts and berries and plants from the bush that they incorporate into their food.
Day 4, let's check in with Eric and Jared.
All right, so this is our second day at O'Reilly's. We've basically just been chilling out, maxing and relaxing all day. And now we're gonna head out deeper into the rainforest. We're gonna go on a giant swing. Gonna dip into my fuel, my kangaroo jerky. To the top.
Go! That was awesome!
While Eric and Jared explore Brisbane's rainforest, I explore one of Brisbane's top tourist attractions. You might already recognize Brisbane's Australia Zoo. It was made famous by the beloved crocodile hunter Steve Irwin and his wife Terry. Here at the zoo, the message is simple: wildlife, education, and a whole lot of fun. What is the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Okay, well, one of the most obvious ones and the one which everyone goes for is that broad snout, okay? American alligator's got that broad snout, whereas the crocodile's got the real pointy snout. They're a lot more placid than a saltwater crocodile. Our saltwater crocs are very highly strung. Male saltwater crocodile can get up to 23 feet. That was the largest one ever recorded.
Wow.
That makes them the largest living reptile. That with their aggression makes alligators a bit of a walk in the park.
Hi, Timmy. All right, so when you're visiting Brisbane, a must-see is the Australia Zoo. You can hang out with guys like Timmy. Day 5, we catch up with Kimberly and Jeff, who are on a 4-wheel drive tour of Fraser Island.
The Kingfisher Bay Resort offered a 4-wheel drive tour of Fraser Island. And so we went to a place called 75 Mile Beach, which was this just really long stretch of beautiful white sand beach. And what was really cool about that was not far from there, we got to get on a prop plane that took off and landed on the beach. So we took off in this prop plane. There were, maybe 8 of us in this plane. And we flew all over the island. We flew over the ocean. We also flew over the Mahino shipwreck, which we went to visit later. And so that was really cool to see it from above and then get up right next to it, really close.
Wow, you can see all the little compartments and everything inside.
I always like to do things when I travel that you can't do in the United States, and there is no way that a big rusty boat would be left on the beach in the United States because people would be afraid that someone would get hurt and sue.
After checking out the Mahino shipwreck, Kimberly and Jeff explore Fraser Island's rainforest.
So pretty. It's really tranquil.
Then cool off in the crystal clear waters of Fraser's Lake Mackenzie. While Kimberly and Jeff go island hopping, I check out one of Brisbane's great beach communities.
Brisbane locals have it good, really good.
Just a short distance up the Sunshine Coast is Noosa, one of Australia's most beautiful beaches. With white sand, clear blue water, it's a swimmer's and surfer's paradise. The trip would be amiss without a visit to the Great Barrier Reef, so Kimberly and Jeff fly to Lady Elliot Island to experience the natural wonder.
We flew to Lady Elliot Island, which is at the southernmost point of the Great Barrier Reef. The island is very small, and then fanning out from it are beautiful coral reef all around, 360 view. And from the plane, we actually saw manta rays in the water. We went snorkeling from the glass bottom boat. I've been snorkeling with tropical fish. I've never been snorkeling with such giant fish before.
This is so beautiful. This is December.
The guys are always up for an adventure, but they aren't expecting such a wild ride.
So we've been on a bike for about 30 minutes. Does that sound right to you? About an hour already. Time flies when you're riding on a bike at 50 miles an hour.
All right, adventurous ones, Sydney isn't the only city with a crazy bridge to climb. Here in Brisbane, the Story Bridge Adventure Climb takes you 262 feet up above land. Once you get to the summit, 360-degree views of the city. It is spectacular.
You get a beautiful view of the city, which was a really nice way to end our time there because I really loved Brisbane, so it was a nice way to say goodbye. Some of the highlights of the Australia trip for me were definitely going to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. I absolutely loved interacting with the animals. And of course, going to the Great Barrier Reef is just a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I think what makes Australia so unique for me compared to all the other places I've been is that a lot of times when you go to visit a country, you're really there to see one thing. You've heard about Machu Picchu, so you go to Peru. You've heard about Jerusalem, so you go to Israel. But this is a place where you have so many different options. Our trip to Brisbane is probably totally different from someone's trip to Sydney, which is totally different from someone's trip to Melbourne.
As you can see, planning your own 7-night Aussie adventure is much easier than you think. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, all fantastic standalone vacations that allow you to savor a bite-sized chunk of Australia. With favorable exchange rates, no language barriers unlike Europe, and renowned hospitality, it all adds up to a vacation you won't soon forget. So for more information on these destinations and to see more video from each trip, including some uncensored moments, log on to AussieWeek.com. Then plan your own adventure. Cheers and thanks for watching.